Hello everybody, I'm Master Wabbit, and let's do a quick little wrap up on Pyre. So, previously, we basically finished the entire game, and depending on how you play it, and how well you either play or don't play or whatever, if you manage to go through this game on your own, you could be facing off against different opponents at the very end of each of the liberation rites. I know on my first time playing through this game, I actually got to face off against Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts in one of the campaign missions at the end. But yeah, so let's start a new profile here. New campaign, True Nightwing mode. Base difficulty is the same as Heightened. All Titan stars unlocked and some must be used. Enlightenment required to rank up rescaled. Cannot load checkpoints or restart rights. Book of Rights and White Loot fully unlocked. Slug Market inventory fully unlocked. Feats of Glory introduced much sooner. Once you choose this, you cannot change this. You can hold extra story events, subtitles for the voices during the rites. You can do that. So True Nightwing mode is an absolute nightmare. And we've already seen what all the Titan stars can do. You can pretty much figure out for yourself what that's going to look like, right? And there's no point for a new profile. Instead, we're going to take a look at Versus mode, just real quick. So this is a mode where you can play as any of the teams that you want. The True Nightwings, the Nightwings, the Fate. We can play as Dissidents as we want. We can face off against any other team. So it refuses to let us play against ourselves, really. Yeah, let's play as the Dissidents. Nightwing, Accusers, Fate. That's basically how it's withdrawn. Here, we can also change how much of this we can go. We can set it anywhere from 10 to 200. But 100 is the standard. We can have CPU versus CPU if we want, but more importantly, 2-player mode in this game if you wanted it. You can play with the mouse, which, you know what? I can try and play with a mouse, one versus another. So we can customize. You choose your exiles and implement any talismans or masteries prior to the rites. We can turn on talismans if we want talismans. We can determine the level of rites. Preset masteries for the rites. No masteries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sermon intro. Full set of opening remarks prior to the rites, or an abridged set to get to the point faster. And we also turn on Titan stars. This will only affect player 2, essentially. Any bonuses will happen to them. We could choose the Book of Rights, Ridge of Gaul, Spring of Jameer, Cairn of Haub, Pit of Melith, Hulk of Horus, Nest of Triesta, Glade of Lu, Fall of Solium, Isle of Kaelmer, or any random stage. So, why don't we just do this? Of course, we can choose whatever music we want. Of course, there's really only one. I'm sorry, Dirty Dio Redux. You shall hear the theme of Falconron in the Slug Market. You know what? As silly and dumb as it is, let's do this. Although this is hide tooltip, so in case you just want to choose things. So, one hand on the mouse, the other hand on my controller. Press space to pass. Oh, that's mouse and keyboard.
Hark, exiles.
I could have got another controller. I just realized this.
The cairn of Haub. You have this opportunity to prove your worth. Let us determine which of you is the superior. Dissidents, stand ready.
That's us.
The withdrawn, stand prepared.
That's also us, weirdly enough. So yeah, in this mode, if you decide to choose other people, you can choose any of the characters. So we have Hedwyn, Jodariel, Ruki, the Moontouch girl known as Faye, but depending on how, whatever last name you picked for her, it can be Faye, Bay, Jay, whatever. We got Tizo, we got Sir Gilman, we got Pamitha, Volfred, Bertrude. We also have the Accusers. We have Lendl, Ignarius, Barker, we have Ulmer, we have Dalbert, Sir Deluge, Tamitha, Manly, Sandra. We can play as her. In fact, we can choose her masteries right here if you want to do some crazy stuff. And then we have all of these talismans we can choose from. Page 1 of 2. I'm pretty sure these are all rank 20 talismans. So we can go nuts with all this.
Sandra.
We got Sandra. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have Let's have Orlick. Let's go. Bap, 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 bap. You're going to take whatever this is. There you go. All right. We also have Udmild. We have a messenger imp. Why not? Let's have a messenger imp. You're just going to go random. There we go.
Messenger imp.
For you, we're going to have... Let's get our boy Rookie back in here. Oh yeah, and once a talisman is taken, no other person can take it apparently, unless it's like per team or something. There we go, Rookie. Let's get this going. This is all just for funsies, just to demonstrate this. So yeah, it would be neat if this game had like a competitive side or streak or whatever, but I don't think that's gonna work. Because choosing all this takes a bit of a time. Yeah, let's get Headwind in here.
Headwind.
Here we go, the very start.
Romance.
So, I can click wherever I want as well. Dance. I can cast. I'm playing against myself here. This is a little crazy. If I hit Y, I get a taunt. So I hope you enjoyed that music. Stunning calm. Carry on.
The flame is stricken.
Oh, they have 120s because it's something I chose. Oh, I can double click to do that. This is neat. Whoop, double click here. How do I run? Interesting. I have...
Into the adversary's flame.
If I click all the other buttons... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. That's all right. So yeah, this is a very silly little mode. So let's see what happens if I just let this guy do his thing. If you'll pardon me, everybody. Yeah, let's finish this off. 'Tis rather silly indeed. It'd be a lot more interesting if I had someone to play with, but I don't, sadly. And as much as I would love to try and, record gameplay on one side or the other. But yeah, I would like to speak about the project. In fact, hang on.
Orlick flung the orb into the flame.
Here's what I'm going to do. Let's quick...
Has nearly ended.
Let's see. Mouse and keyboard. Oh, that's space. Using mouse and keyboard. No idea what the buttons... Okay, W is jump. Interesting.
And it is done.
That's fine. Why don't we watch a couple CPU matches while I talk about...
They overwhelmed
First
their
ceremony. That's an
adversaries
achievement,
utterly.
apparently.
The rite is done.
I mean, I'm sure if I looked at that control scheme, it would be... Your efforts are entirely for naught. All of us shall be forgotten in due time. Oh, that's right. Player 2's got it. Glory be to Orlick in the Withdrawn. Let's return to versus mode real quick.
Until the stars align.
So, this game is absolutely one of my favorites in terms of background lore. And for a ton of stuff. Yeah, let's have CPU versus CPU. The CPU goes from 3, which is standard, adept, and 5 is master, 1 is uninitiated. Let's not choose masteries, no talismans. Yeah, literally no masteries. Random theme, preset theme, forbidden knowledge, Lendl of the accusers, Albert and the fate, Barker and the dissidents. All right, let's watch the Chastity take on the Beyonders. Why not? The Beyonders. And let's turn everyone up to 200 to really give me just enough time to get things going. So, there we go. Thus you shall be known in the right. All right, let us commence. So, my big question about this game is, why did it not do very well in terms of, well, all of the rest of the games that they've made?
You heed
Well,
the
this
summons. Welcomes to the Glade of Liu.
All they're taking place in the Glade of Liu. Hopefully.
Each of you seeks to be free from this forsaken land.
Yep, that's good.
Let us see which one of you is more deserving.
This ought to be interesting to watch.
Chastity, stand prepared. Prepare yourselves, Beyonders.
Interesting that Chastity doesn't have their sap. Okay, so as you... What is this mirror match bullcrap? This might have been a slight mistake. All right. All right, this is silly and stupid. So, why did this game not do very well? Well, I have a couple ideas. Is that this game is not necessarily one for violence, which, you know what, I enjoy. I like games that are very different than just run around and slaughter the crap out of everything. It also may not have been advertised as much, because the only reason I knew about this game is because I enjoy Supergiant games and all their crazy nonsense, and so
All banished.
there's that. Then there's the idea of,
Flame is stricken.
prior to this game being released, there was one game called Undertale, and that basically changed the rules on how RPGs can tell their stories and all that. And I'm just utterly enthralled by what I'm seeing here. Holy smokes, this could be incredibly dumb to see an entire season of all of this being played out with AI on max difficulty level AI. Which that would be interesting. But nevertheless, I really hope that people who have watched this series pick up this game for themselves,
The fires wane.
because it is a fantastic game. The way that I play through the game can be very different from how you play through it, and that's literally the entire point. You can choose different characters to see how the story changes a little bit in here. It does have that small issue of all the choices you make in the game kind of don't matter as much overall, because, you know, the big overarching story compared to the smaller character moments. But the character moments are so good. And
None left unscathed.
it's been a little rough to go through all of this whole series just because, you know, it's been taking up a lot of time. And for the future plans of, like, Let's Playing for me, I'm going to put a pause on it. It may come back in the future, but I happen to see that the number of people who watch this are not enough, in my opinion, for the amount of work that I put into it. Man,
Devious maneuver.
Withdrawn just kicking butt here. In fact, yeah, let me just set up a new. Yeah, let me just exit versus mode entirely. I'll be just fine. I kind of ran out of things to say. I thought there would be more to say, but with the end of the series and all, that's basically been it. So, with that being said, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed looking at versus mode. Me barely touching on the Nightwings mode, which is essentially the campaign, but much harder. And I don't think I need to demonstrate what a match of that would look like. You can find out for yourselves. It's easy enough. So, until if there is ever a next time, or regardless, take care.